Okay, now we're on section 3.3, and we've been given the product rule and power rule and quotient rule for finding derivatives. So we're asked to find the first and second derivative of this function. So let's see, w prime equals, and using the product rule. Oh wait, before I do that, let's rewrite this term in the form z to the negative 1. Now we can use the power rule. So w prime equals, and bringing the negative 2 down, negative 2 times 3 is negative 6z, and subtracting 1 from negative 2 we get negative 3. Minus, and now we'll bring this exponent down. Minus times a minus 1 is a plus 1. Z, and subtracting 1 from negative 1 we get negative 2. So there's our first derivative. Let's do the second derivative. That means we'll take the derivative of the first derivative. Now, we'll bring the negative 3 down, multiply negative 6 by that, and we get 18z, and subtracting 1 from negative 3 we get negative 4. Bringing the negative 2 down, times z, and that's subtracting 1 from negative 2 is negative 3, and there we have the second derivative, the first and second derivatives. Well, now we're going to do question 33. And we have to find the derivative of this. But first, we have to rewrite this term in a manner in which we can deal with it. So that's y equals x to the 9 over 4 plus 1 over e to the 2x. And this still poses a problem, this 2x. We need an x on here in order for us to deal with it with the skills we currently have. X to the 9/4 plus, and we can write that as e to the x times e to the x. And now we can go ahead and take a derivative. So y prime equals, and by the power rule, we bring the 9/4 down, x, and we subtract 1 from 9/4, and another way to write 1 is 4 over 4, so 9 over 4 minus 4 over 4 is going to be 5/4 plus, and now we need to use the quotient rule. So we take the denominator, which is e to the x times e to the x, and we square it. Then we go upstairs and we take the numerator, take the derivative of it, and multiply it times whatever we were given in the denominator. Well, the derivative of 1 is 0, so 0 times anything is 0. Then we have a minus sign, and we hold the 1 constant, and we take the derivative of e to the x times e to the x. Well, we'll use the product rule, and I'll hold e to the x constant, that one, and I'll take the derivative of e to the x, which is just e to the x. Now plus, and now we'll hold this e to the x constant, take the derivative of the first, which again, that derivative is e to the x, and we're good to go. We have to simplify. Okay, so we get y prime equals 9/4 x to the 5 over 4 minus a positive times a negative is a negative, and that's 2 e to the 2x, because when we multiply these we add exponents, and we've got 2 of these, so we have 2e to the 2x, because this is e to the 2x, that's e to the 2x, we have two of them. And now, downstairs we have e to the x times e to the x, which is e to the 2x raised to the second power. That's going to be e to the 4x. Now, we get a 9/4 x to the 5/4 minus 2, and e to the 2x, by the way, I'm going to rewrite this as e to the 2x times e to the 2x to make sure you see this, right? We had e to the 2x and we square it, so we have two factors of that. Well, one of these factors divides out, and we're left with this over e to the 2x. Well, I'm going to rewrite that, so y prime equals 9/4 x to the 5/4 minus 2 e to the negative 2x. By the way, you can write that answer either way. They're both correct. And we're done.